Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the sources you send us, looking for those key insights, those moments that really make things click. Today, we're taking a slightly different path, but one that's just packed with insight. We're not looking at a study or a news report. We are diving deep into the raw emotional world of a song, specifically the lyrics from a YouTube track. NittyGritty, Someone to Blame.
Yeah, and lyrics might seem simple on the surface, but they can be incredibly revealing. We're talking about psychological states, motivations, relationship dynamics. It's all in there. So our mission today is really to pull out the core truths, the kind of hidden wisdom, maybe even some surprising facts embedded in these words.
Okay, let's get right into it then. The song kicks off with this really intense repetition. Don't want to lose, you don't want to lose, don't want to lose, you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
That level of urgency, it immediately makes you ask, what kind of connection creates that much fear?
Exactly. It's a primal kind of fear, isn't it? And he tells us pretty directly where it started. He says, met you when I needed someone filling that void. That's a really vulnerable admission right at the start of things, starting from a place of need.
A huge need, it sounds like. And this person seems to have immediately filled a massive role. He doesn't just say she filled the void. He says, met you when you gave me purpose. That's huge.
It really is. It's not just companionship, it's purpose. And he contrasts it so sharply with his past self-image, right? Where he says, remember when I thought I'd be in jail by 20? So this connection wasn't just nice to have, it was potentially life-saving, life-altering.
Pulling him off a really destructive path, it seems.
Yeah, it highlights just how profoundly someone can shift your whole trajectory, your view of yourself, moving from, aimlessness or trouble towards actually having a reason to try to build something.
It does make you wonder, though, can one person give another purpose, or do they just help them see it?
That's a great question. Maybe it's unlocking something that was dormant. But okay, so he finds this purpose, this life-changing person, but then the lyrics immediately shift gears right back to the grind.
Right back to it. We get this really vivid picture, down the blocks, with my foot on the gas. There's this intense drive, almost a frantic energy there. And he makes this interesting choice, saying he'd hustle hard to sit at home and stay broke. It's like the hustle itself is the point, almost.
Or maybe a necessary evil to escape something worse. The motivation feels very strong. And it's clearly tied to money, too. He lays it out. Don't really care about what we do. I just want to get paid. Plus that line about all this money on my mind. You feel that constant weight.
A relentless pressure.
But it's not just about the money, which is interesting. There's a deeper layer. He says he made music trying to find some peace from the noise. So the art, the rapping, it's not just a job. It's like self-medication, a way to cope with the chaos.
A coping mechanism. Yeah, that fits. Finding peace from the noise of the hustle. But then comes this really complex line, almost a contradiction. He says, my passion rapping, but I'm asking you to be my escape.
Right. That one makes you pause. His passion is the rapping, the music, presumably the thing that brings him peace from the noise.
But he's asking his partner to be the escape from that. Or maybe escape with him.
It feels like asking them to be the ultimate refuge, separate from the passion that also seems to define him and maybe consume him. That's a lot to put on another person, isn't it? To be their escape.
It absolutely is. What are the boundaries there? We look for support, sure, but escape, that feels different, deeper, maybe heavier.
It hints at a tension, yeah. Like the passion is also a source of pain, maybe, or the life around it is just overwhelming. It's raw honesty, though. You have to give him that.
And the honesty keeps coming. He dives right into his own flaws, the struggles, acknowledging, I'm the same, I got my problems, but don't throw me away. It's like a plea, but also almost a warning.
Or maybe setting expectations, like, this is me, take it or leave it, but please take it. And he doesn't shy away from the specifics of those internal battles, saying things like, I keep it hurting with you, why are you trying to ask me to change? That resistance is so clear.
Yeah, that resistance. But then right alongside it, these contradictory things like, don't want to drink, but I guess I'm fucking drinking today, or wanting to shed off this weight, but admitting he doesn't exercise.
It's such a human picture, isn't it? That gap between what we want for ourselves and what we actually do, the intention versus the impulse. We all know that feeling, I think.
Definitely. And it highlights that tension we all face.
Oh.
Wanting acceptance for who we are, flaws and all, but also facing pressure, internal or external, to change those very flaws.
Exactly. And he seems very aware of his imperfections as patterns. But he pushes back with that line. Ain't perfect, but I'm worth it, baby, we'll be okay. Which could be seen as, a statement of self-worth, which is important for growth.
Right, you need some self-worth to even try to change.
Or could it be a justification? A way to resist change by saying, I'm good enough as I am, so why bother?
That's the tricky part, isn't it? Where does self-acceptance become complacency? Especially when he mentions his past pattern. No one loved me. If they did, I always pushed them away. So is this relationship different? Is he trying not to push her away even while resisting change?
It seems like he wants it to be different. He recognizes the pattern, which is, step one, but that resistance to change is still there. It's complex. And that complexity, that tension really comes to a head with maybe the most fascinating line in the whole song.
Okay, which one is that?
I really need someone to hold it down and someone to blame.
Ah, yes. Someone to blame. That definitely stops you in your tracks. What does that even mean? Literally blaming them?
Yeah.
Or something else?
I think we have to look deeper than the literal meaning here. Someone to blame. Could it be about finding a scapegoat? Maybe. Or could it be about needing someone strong enough, trusted enough to sort of absorb the negativity, like a safe place to vent all the frustration, the failures, the internal chaos without them actually crumbling or judging?
Like an emotional shock absorber.
Yeah.
Someone who can take the weight.
Perhaps someone to hold it down in the storm, and maybe blame is his way of describing someone who can witness his worst impulses or feelings without leaving. In psychology, there's the idea of projection, or needing an external place to put difficult feelings. Maybe it's related to that.
So less about actual fault and more about finding a stable point in the chaos.
Possibly. It speaks to a very deep need, a profound level of intimacy, actually, if that's the case. But notice how he balances this intense need with that fierce statement, you will never replace me. It's like saying, I need you desperately, maybe even unfairly, but my core self remains intact. I am still me.
That's a really interesting paradox. Extreme need alongside extreme self-definition. And there's also a protective element you mentioned earlier, right? Don't want to hurt you, so I keep you from the passion and pain.
Yes, he seems aware that his internal world, the passion and pain, is intense, potentially damaging. So he's trying to shield her from the full force of it, even while asking her to be his anchor and, well, his someone to blame. It's contradictory.
It really is. But despite all this complexity, this struggle, the relationship clearly has a positive transformative effect, too.
Oh, absolutely. It seems to be a major catalyst for change. He says it directly. You make me reevaluate decisions. Now I'm thinking twice acting-wise. That's huge. Moving from impulsive behavior, maybe recklessness, towards conscious thought.
Thinking twice, acting-wise. That's a significant shift from maybe being on a path to jail.
A massive shift. And it's not passive. He emphasizes his own agency in this growth. Overcoming all these obstacles I chose to go face. He chose to face them. The relationship might provide the foundation, the motivation, but he's doing the work.
Right, taking ownership of the obstacles. And all this work seems directed towards a shared future, which feels hopeful after everything else.
It does. Considering the vulnerability, the past patterns, ending on this note is powerful. Ain't certain, but I'm working towards a life with you, baby. That uncertainty is real, but the commitment to the work towards that shared life, that's the key.
From jail by 20 to working towards a life with you. That really sums up the journey these lyrics describe.
It's quite a transformation captured in these raw lines.
So this deep dive really took us through a maze, didn't it? Dependency, ambition, the internal battles, resistance, acceptance, and running through it all is the power of this one relationship to challenge him, anchor him, and ultimately, it seems, help him grow.
It definitely shows how complex these dynamics can be, and it leaves us with a really interesting question, I think, for all of us listening. In our own lives, our own relationships, how do we balance that need for acceptance, accepting ourselves and being accepted, with the drive for personal growth? And what does it really mean in that context to need someone to hold it down and be someone to blame? Is it trust? Is it burden? Something else?
That's a great question to reflect on. How do those dynamics play out for you? That balance between accepting who you are right now and striving to be better, and how our connections fit into that. Lots to think about there. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.